honestly, and I'm gonna call it Inside Illyria. Similar to Inside John Malkovich.
I just is this
Or
because you
being
want to get
Joe.
inside of me, or is this some other
No,
true
it's
thing that
like
you're thinking about BelleNOiR?
no,
So
definitely
that
not.
listen. I know you want to get inside me, but we'll continue with the games for now. In the top right-hand side, we have MFCeon from Mixed Fruit losing the previous game. He told me he's not good on big maps. He usually vetoes Condemned Ridge Tal'Darim himself, so that could explain why he was having issues. And for now, he will be going on to his next map, something he's more comfortable with, something smaller. And we're going to have to see how he plays now.
Yep, and his opponent up a game. The current champion of BelleNOiR Followers Tournament. It is the Red Zerg Hordeon, displaying very good decision making and impeccable macro in every matchup we casted today. Sending his first Overlord straight to the natural of his opponent. Wants to know if this will be a fast expand build or not. Now, granted, on this map, it's 2 positions only, and the scouting is a lot easier just because of the travel distances. It's a lot smaller than Whirlwind, so both of these players will have an easier time of figuring out what to do. Really, the lack of scouting the previous game is what caused MFCeon his game and his point to have a 15 hatch going down by the Zerg. Still no gas being taken in the Camp Terran, so gonna be a fast expand build, I think.
Indeed. Sion does like going for his fast expand plays, as we saw in the previous game. And I still can't get over the fact that you want to get inside me. That's just flabbergasted me completely.
I meant inside your psyche, of course.
Yeah.
I do not know what you have been thinking.
People who... what do you think Bell wants to get inside of?
Hey, that's not fair. I can't have the chat open right now. I can't defend myself. Oh, what am I saying? There's nothing to defend, damn it! Jeez! You're completely like twisting this around in your favor.
It is in my
Not
favor.
fair.
May the odds ever be in my favor. So Sion is going for the same fast expand style as the previous game. Hordeon, of course, naturally got his 15 hatch. So both players are going for their styles. And actually, Fluttershy is rooting for Sion, claiming he doesn't want to play in another Zerg versus Zerg match.
Oh yeah, because if Hordeon wins right now, we are going to have a winner brackets ZVZ finals.
I know, right? Because freaking Zerg haven't won enough of these tournaments already.
3 in a row. Yeah. Hordeon is just that good. I think one of the reasons Hordeon is not telling other people to sign up is because he wants to remain the champion forever, similar to Julius Caesar remained a dictator until his death. So Hordeon does not want any competition here, maybe.
We'll just go
Anyways,
find Hordeon's Twitter, and it has up there like the 3-time champion of BelleNOiR's tournament.
Exactly. So we do have the exact same build coming out of Sion as we saw last game. Again, 1 Rex expand into double gas into a reactor with factory, so he will be getting those Hellions, then a Banshee, and transitioning into Marauders possibly. Very nice bunker placement by him as well, and Hordeon, interestingly enough, is getting a macro hatch first and then a 3rd base, still not even started his gases.
Indeed, this macro hatch will just help him with his creep spread a little bit. He'll be able to wall off easier against any kind of Hellion play that his opponent might go for. Additionally, think of the fact that these players are very high masters, or at least, as we said, 80 points apart in Masters Leagues. They must have encountered each other at some point on the ladder multiple times. They probably know each other's playstyles better than we know their playstyles.
Definitely, definitely. They must have played each other at least once, in my opinion. And we do have the Tech Lab switch on the starport going down right now. This thing that Hordeon is doing is actually quite interesting. Not only he gets a quicker wall off for the same amount of money, basically, and a sturdy building, But as you pointed out, his creep spread is way faster. He needs to connect the third base ASAP. But a huge bonus to this is an outrageous amounts of queens. They are going to shut down any early Hellion harass and will protect him versus Banshee harass very, very, very well, because he's just gonna have a lot of them.
Absolutely. Having the capacity to have more queens than your opponent even has Hellions, it allows you to defend against the Banshee as well. So the Banshee, the Hellion, they're all dealt with by this. But it looks like Xeon will be able to slip past here, which is actually a mistake. He sees the Roach Warren. He sees the Roach coming out, so he's going to expect some sort of aggressive play out of his opponent using these Roaches.
Definitely some drones go down. Very nice Hellion control by Xeon. 12 drones have been roasted, but we do have 4 hatches, so replenishing that drone count will happen very, very, very quickly. Meanwhile, we do have the stim being researched, and Marauder production started as well. Cloak is almost done. Banshee is on its way across the map. So harassment all over the place, but like I said, with these many queens, and we also have spore crawlers for detection, no lair started yet. So by going for this very, very heavy economic style, which Hordeon is doing, he's delaying all his other tech, but he doesn't mind at the moment.
So more spore crawlers are going to get forced down. Thus far, this harass has been very cost effective. Cloaking at just the right moments, we can move into the main base to do a bit more damage. This spore crawler in there is going to take a while to complete, and without lair done, he's going to be stuck waiting for spore crawlers, repositioning them, and using them as his primary method of fighting off this Banshee. So it gives him full access to do whatever he wants, and Xeon can time his retreat based on that spore crawler.
Oh, he has to be careful though. Okay, he goes around the spore crawler at the third, just very thinly, and as soon as his energy runs out, he gets out of there. He has his third base under construction. He is putting down additional barracks. Stim will be completed in a little while here. +1 started, and there's a second Banshee making its way into the natural, but there's plenty of detection right now. Oh, just at the edge of it actually, and Hordeon does not see the Banshee. The Banshee continuing on into the main. Oh my god, this is doing so much damage. The first Banshee getting 8 kills, this one already at 2 kills. It will even get this queen.
Now that the queen has gone down, this is going to be very, very good for Xeon. And he can just pick around at the locations that he needs to be. But another Banshee is going into the natural base at the same time. So he's got complete control here. Although back at home, he's about to get attacked by some Roaches, and all he has to respond with are Hellions and Marines.
Oh, but right now the spore crawlers in correct positions. Those queens saw that Banshee. Those Hellions might get into a little bit of trouble with the Roaches, and they're on move command, so they're taking unnecessary hits. Hopes MFCeon reacts in time, but no, he just escapes with those Hellions and goes for more harassment. How many workers going down entirely throughout this game? 20 freaking 4, ladies and gentlemen. That's an outrageous amount. That's one base of drones.
And now these Roaches are going to get picked off by the Marauders and the Banshees to kill them. So at the moment, the only ground forces have just been cleaned up. And the third base can't have any drones at it because of these Hellions. It's going to force more units to come out. And Xeon is just controlling the flow of this game very well.
And he's even target firing the drones to make sure that the Hellions actually line up those shots nearly perfectly and always fire at the drones and not something else. And of course he's always waiting for the right moment for the drones to bunch up so that he gets as many as he can. He is still building them Hellions. He is repairing meanwhile these Banshees. That's a move that I like very much. While the energy is regenerating, why not repair them? You have enough minerals to do that. Third base is established for Xeon right now. There goes the Overseer for Hordeon to scout what his opponent is going for. Well, it's a giant bio play with a lot of medevacs. So I do not really know what Hordeon can do here right now. He lost so many economy so far.
He has lost 40 drones so far. So his only really grace that he can pull back with is a few more expansions, going Infestors, getting Hive, and some sort of tech and hope to use very cost-effective late-game units as a way forward. But this push from Xeon looks like it's going to do a lot of damage. He's got the 2 Banshees in the sky, he's got the Bioforce on the ground, which can consistently be reinforced with more units streaming in behind it if they're required to, but they will mainly collect at the natural before being sent out.
Oh, there go the fungal on the Banshees, almost killing one of them, but Xeon smartly pulling that one back.
And there's not enough fungals left to deal with this ground force that comes in right afterwards. Very clever, forcing the fungals to be wasted on the Banshees before the Bioforce comes in. And now Xeon is in a good position to take out this third base, lift off and go home before these 50 Zerglings pop out.
Definitely, but he's being greedy right now. He was trying to go after those drones so that, oh my god, he gets all the 3 infestors, and he gets the hatch, and he gets some more drones, and just comfortably lifts up and goes into the base. Banshee has been taking out throughout all of this, but there are more reinforcements streaming in for Xeon. Now Hordeon forced to run around back and forth into his main base and back to his former third base, because it's so easy to drop on this side or this side of the ledge. Xeon just he's just being so cost efficient. He's just keeping most of his units alive, not incurring very many losses. If we look at the resources lost tab, it's almost twice what the Zerg lost this game compared to the Terran.
And Xeon now with 46 opponent workers kills under his belt. He doesn't need to be hyper drop aggressive at the moment, especially with the fact that he knows infestors are out. He's forced so many spore crawlers. It's best for him to just go for these direct punching ground attacks where he won't lose units that are in medivacs. And at the moment he does need to unload from his current medivac. He sees the army coming round and he's going to be able to respond to this perfectly.
Yes, he is. Oh, but those medivacs need to be careful. Oh, alright. Not using the fungals of those medivacs actually is a good call, because he is quite low on energy, our Zerg player here, and that's 10 more Banelings morphing in. I do not know if that will be enough. It will all depend on how good the fungals are, how good the splitting is, and how bunched up the Marines are.
He kills one infestor, he's going for the surround play. Fungal goes down, but none of the Banelings are getting to connect. Marauders up front causing the slow, and Xeon is pulling back, splitting very well. But the amount of units out of Hordeon is just doing so much damage, and he might take a lot of damage on this base, but the SCVs are prepared to repair the bunker, and there's no energy left on the infestors. This is going to be very hard for Hordeon to attack.
Banelings, huge Baneling hit on the SCV. Hordeon pulling back slightly in the workers killed department. Meanwhile, adrenal glands finished for the Zerglings, so they are going to be killing stuff really, really fast. And we don't have siege tech finished yet.
All of these infestors, though, are ready to die. They don't have any energy to fungal. They don't have any burrows, so unless they are pulled out immediately, they are going to take some critical losses. But the Zerglings are just constantly swarming across the map, and Xeon needs to hold this. If he holds off against these non-stop swarms, he's in a good position. His worker count is still ahead of his opponents.
Yes, but he needs to repair this command center quickly. Okay, he is repairing it, very nice, and he just, in the midst of all of this, he just constructed a 4th command center. He's just going to comfortably land it at his 4th base once he cleans this up. Few energy remaining on those infestors. Oh, the SCVs! Oh, Hordeon immediately notices.
Just in time, and he's just focusing on repairing the base. Now he's going to lose a lot of them to these Banelings, but his opponent hasn't been making workers for a while, so he's not up at the ideal that he'd want to be, whilst MFCeon can just keep pouring out the mules that he needs to. I forgot the name of the most OP unit then.
Oh, and no burrow for Hordeon means that those infestors are quite exposed. He needs to stop attacking into this location right now because he's not being cost efficient. And the Baneling speed is very, very late during all of this. Can you imagine if those Banelings had speed? I think that would have turned the tide of that battle completely around and give Hordeon the decisive advantage. Conversely, if we had siege tech finished at that time, those Banelings would have a hard time connecting. More harassment going on here Hordeon just determined and poised to deny mining from this 4th base as much as he can. More workers going down. These players